So we're going to start our study of Sub-Saharan Africa by looking at West Africa. And before we get into the Kingdom of Ghana, we're first going to look a little bit at the Trans-Sahara trade route. And the Trans-Sahara trade route is going to depend on camels. Camels are going to be introduced to North Africa first from Arabia back in the 7th century or so. The Romans used camels to help patrol the desert regions of North Africa. And camels are going to replace horses and donkeys as the key transport animals in North Africa. And the importance of camels is that it's going to greatly increase the pace of communication and trade across the Sahara, especially after the invention of things like the camel saddle. This is going to greatly aid trade across the Sahara Desert. And as Islam took over North Africa, that's going to lead to these Islamic merchants crossing the Sahara to trade with West Africa. And it's also the first way that Islam is going to be introduced to West Africa as well. So we're going to start by looking at the Kingdom of Ghana. Ghana is going to become our first major kingdom in West Africa. And like all of our West African kingdoms, they're going to grow wealthy by taxing that trade across the Sahara Desert. And the key items of exchange across the Sahara were gold and salt. In fact, the gold salt trade, the Muslims would carry salt across the desert and exchange it for gold in Ghana. And gold typically came from mines south of Ghana. And so nomads would carry the gold into Ghana and exchange it for salt. And Ghana taxed that trade. And it wasn't just gold and salt. Ghana also exported ivory and slaves and other exotic items. And they imported not just salt, but also manufactured goods from the Islamic world, horses and textiles as well. And so Ghana is going to maintain a powerful kingdom in West Africa until about the 10th century. And they're going to fall due to various invaders. You had the Berbers who were going to launch raids across the Sahara Desert. The Almoravids as well are going to invade from the north and disrupt the Kingdom of Ghana. And so when you look at the arrival of Islam in Africa, North Africa, Islam was mostly introduced through conquest. Arab armies conquered most of the region by the 8th century or so, taking over Egypt, pushing up the Nile, and especially after they took over this region, especially after the fall of the Umayyad Caliphate, some people began to convert to Islam for tax incentives and better status within the empire. But when we look at Islam in West Africa, it was mostly introduced via trade. That trade across the Sahara, Islamic merchants carried their religion with them across the Sahara. And in West Africa, it was mostly your elites that are going to convert. Local rulers would convert because it gave them a better relationship with these merchants they were trading with. And outside of the elites, most of the other inhabitants of West Africa continued to practice their existing religion, which we're going to look more at on a later video. But your elites converted not just for the trade benefits, but it also helped kind of enhance their power as well. And so most people in West Africa remained their traditional polytheistic religion. Again, we're going to go into more detail on that in a little bit. We're also going to see some syncretism as Islam has to adapt to the culture of West Africa. And along with the religion, these Islamic merchants are also going to bring with them writing, going to introduce their literary traditions, and so they're going to adopt other aspects of Islam as well. After the fall of Ghana, our next major kingdom in West Africa is going to be Mali. And Ghana was established by a group of people called the Mandinka. And after the fall of Ghana, the Mandinka kind of break up into smaller individual states. And Sundiata is going to become the founder of the Mali Empire. Sundiata is known as the Lion Prince, and he was exiled when he was young. But while in exile, he continues to build up a large army and eventually returns to take control of the Mandinka state and gradually takes over these neighboring smaller Mandinka peoples and unites them into what would become Mali. Now, much like Ghana, the Mali Empire is going to grow wealthy by controlling that gold salt trade across the Sahara and taxing that trade as well. And huge caravans are going to cross from North Africa to Mali to exchange gold and salt, amongst many other items as well. And the high point of the Mali Empire is going to come under Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was Sundiata's grandnephew, and he's going to go on a famous pilgrimage to Mecca as he had converted to Islam, and he's going to take part in that Hajj. And he doesn't just go with him and a few supporters. He takes a huge caravan with him. Thousands of soldiers and attendants are going to travel with him. And along the way, they are going to spend tons of wealth from Mali. In fact, it said he spent so much wealth and distributed so much gold in Cairo that it devalued their currency there. And so he completes this Hajj, returns back to Mali, and this brought a lot of attention to Mali. And when he gets back, he's going to build mosque, and he's going to send students to study in North Africa, to study with these Islamic scholars. He's going to establish Islamic schools in Mali. And even after the decline of Mali, Mali's going to fall due to factions in the central government. You have some rival states that begin to challenge Mali, and nomadic groups that kind of disrupt the state as well. But the importance of Mansa Musa and him bringing this Islamic culture to West Africa is that it helped ensure a permanent place for Islam in West Africa.